Swimming like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Welcome back to the Shrimp Tank Charleston. I'm your host, Eric Elkins, and if you've enjoyed this episode, please take advantage of the other shows where we have interviewed successful entrepreneurs like Coach Ray Tanner, the current athletic director at the University of South Carolina. And we've been talking about some great stuff from the Jim Valvano stories, because Ray had the opportunity. That was his AD when he was the coach at NC State. But Ray, what's even more important than all these great things that you told us is, are you aware that the government has an ATM machine and it's spitting out money for company owners? Are you aware of this program?
I'm not, but you're going to tell me about it.
I'm sure you're so excited about it. Well, if you're a company owner and haven't tried to retrieve money from the employee retention credit program that the government put out along with the PPP program, then you definitely want to take advantage of this, because you don't, like the PPP program, you had to pay that money back. The employee retention program, you don't. So you just got to find out if you qualify. There's zero downside. And to make your life easier, if you want to see if you're eligible, call ERC today at 833-WANT-ERC, or go to their website, www.erctoday.com. They will make the filing easy. So if you are trying to do it yourself, or your CPA or your payroll company, and it's not going anywhere, take the ERC Today prescription and it'll make your life so much easier. And the best part of this is, tell them that the Shrimp Tank sent you. We negotiated a great deal for all of our listeners. So the code word Shrimp Tank, again, call 833-WANT-ERC or www.erctoday.com. All right, Ray, I got to ask you a question, because I get so many. I watch, having two boys, you have three kids. I see so many parents think that their child is going to be the next college player at the University of North Carolina, University of South Carolina, wherever. And they're also going to be pros one day. I'm curious, if I came to you and said, Ray, consult me, or consult my son, my 15-year-old son, what do you think he needs to do to make it, to get a college scholarship in basketball or whatever the sport might be, or to even try to make it to the pros? What do you think that kid needs, and what have you seen from your past players that have gone on to the pros and the ones that have gone into college? What did they have, and what did they have to do to get there? And what would you tell my son on how to do it?
Well, I think it goes back to where are you in your stage of participation in athletic? What age are you, and where are you? And it's not easy. You got to be realistic. Let's take the University of South Carolina, for example. We've got a lot of great athletes, men and women. Women who can play in the WNBA. Basketball players are going to get a chance in the NBA. Football players, NFL, baseball, MLB. But less than 2%, and 2% might be a high number, less than 2% can make a living playing the sport they love. So the odds are stacked against you. So if you're in that young category, 15, 16, 17, there's an investment cycle, whatever the case may be, a couple years, 3 years, where you invest physically, you invest emotionally, you take care of yourself, you do all the right things, you train, and then you find out where you are. It's not going to happen for everybody. It's a very, very small percentage. That's not to say that you can't get a scholarship at Division 1, 2, or 3, because the percentages do go up. But we're talking about an NFL career, that's harder. But if you make that kind of commitment, young man or young woman, you'll find out where you are. If you max out the opportunities. And like I said, it's not staying out till 1:30 in the morning. It's training, it's eating right, it's doing all those things, playing the sport, but do it passionately and having fun doing it. It's it's an engaging experience if you're going to try to do that. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing. It's easier for some people more so than others. I got a chance to play in college because I think I worked hard enough to get there. I don't know that I was gifted enough to get there. And some people are more gifted. But when you combine those gifted athletes with their work ethic, the passion, the enthusiasm, the time commitment, there may be something a little special there that gives them an opportunity to move on to that Division I scholarship or maybe to a professional career. But it doesn't happen overnight. When you look at people that are very successful, you go back into the annals of their biography. They didn't just show up and it all happened. Yes, they worked at it. I mean, the ones that have played for me that are big leaguers, that they honed their craft. I mean, they honed their craft. They were working when no one was looking. They were putting in extra time. They were dedicated, committed. When they failed, they diagnosed the reason for failure and how they could minimize what they did wrong. And they would continually try to improve at what they did.
Is there one player that comes to mind that you have encountered, coached, that has that gift of like that Michael Jordan type drive that you're like, that person just was the first one at practice, the last one at practice, just constant, and just does it. Does someone come to mind that you're like, I knew that person would make it? I knew it.
I'm not going to say that I knew it and I would never be wrong, but I hate to single out anybody, but we'll talk about somebody who hit a grand slam last night. Whit Merrifield for the Kansas City Royals. He hit a grand slam last night. He was a young man that his dad played at Wake Forest. His mom played tennis in college. He was a really good player in high school. Not a great player, but a really good player. First one there, last one to leave. Uniform dirty all the time. 100 degrees, 72 degrees, it didn't matter. I still today, he has a streak going right now of one of the most in Major League Baseball, consecutive game streak. And he's been an all-star already. He brings his lunch pail. And we talk about it today. You bring your lunch pail every day. Some people can't answer the bell every day. He answers it. He's versatile. He was committed. He had fun doing it. I thought maybe that he could be a big leaguer, not because he was overly talented, but he was versatile. He was talented, but versatile. He could do a lot of different things on the field. He could play outfield, infield. He could move around. So I'm thinking, he has those intangibles. He was a part of the first national championship against UCLA. He got the game-winning hit. And he was a guy that was a good player who became a great player.
Mental state, super strong.
Yeah, just incredible. The belief system. If he can do it, so can I. Matter of fact, he was mic'd up last night in this professional game. If you get a chance to go back, it's kind of neat. He's mic'd up during the game, which they very rarely do. And he was talking throughout the game, and his last at bat, he hits a grand slam. And
that's great.
It was neat. He got thrown out still in third base. And after he's in the dugout, you can hear him talking. He said, I didn't get a great jump. But I've been safe a lot of times, but I didn't get as good a jump as that one. So, he's not
dwelling on it.
No, he moved on.
And the best ones, and that's what they do.
Short memories.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I thank you for answering the question, because I look at the mental state should be a class at school, how to get your mindset so strong, because it is so powerful, your mindset. It's amazing how, if your mindset, it's just hard when someone goes nervous, I don't think I'm going to make this free throw or whatever, they're not going to make it. They're probably not going to make it. But then it's hard to sit there and go, well, if I am going to make it, but deep down, the subconscious going, you're not going to make it, and you're trying to like convince people. Get like, I can't convince myself, but I believe that if your mindset in business and in sports and life and everything, it makes the biggest difference. But it doesn't get coached enough.